Let's begin, shall we?
Sobakin, hi, hello, welcome in. How are you doing today? It is currently evening for me. Um, what time of day is it for you? Also, I'm gonna start our puzzle for the day. Uh, Mars Attacks has too many people in it. I don't remember. Uh, it's midnight. Ooh, spooky. All right. It's not quite that late here. The sun is still out. I can still see some light coming in through my shades. I'm butchering this name. Sun is bad for my skin. Yeah, I don't like the sun either. Uh, two Mars attacks? Really? Let's see, Jojo Rabbit. Who is in that? Sam Rockwell, Scarlett Johansson. Who is? I can't think of her name. Oscar winner 20. Just because of the last part, I'm pretty sure it's going to be Robert Downey Jr. True Romance. I don't know. Samuel L. Jackson? It fits. Okay, let's see. Almost Famous. What's her name? Uh, no, because I think it's Kate. I am on the struggle bus today. I'm not coming. Yeah, this is not going well. Oscar in 2011. More recent, but I not 100%. Top Gun Maverick. No, it's not Tom Cruise because it's still too many letters. It's not Val Kilmer. Oh, John Hamm? Tombstone would have been someone with three names. I'm not sure. Struggle Bus? I'm in the wrong station. So bad with names. uh, yeah, sometimes I can knock these out. Sometimes I'm just, like, I just cannot think of them. Alright, let's try John Cho. Then Warrior 2011. This should be Joel Edgerton. Okay. Okay, it's C-H-I. I-W-E-T-E-L. E-J-I-F-O-R-E. Oh, F-O-R. Yeah. I was remotely close. Alright. I wonder if this is someone like Phila... Nope. And it just took out Bradley Cooper, too. Could the one down here be that? Tombstone? I don't know. Yeah, it's been so long since I've seen Mars Attacks, I cannot remember. Ed Wood, so... It's not Johnny Depp, it's not Reese Witherspoon, it's not Vincent D'Onofrio. It's not Martin Landau. I'm not sure who else was in that movie off the top of my head. So that's no help. Another Mars Attacks. Actually, I wonder... Maybe it's Natalie Portman. I'm pretty sure she was in that movie. What's the name of... Damn, we're down to under 3 minutes. It is not looking good. Okay, for Almost Famous, I was thinking of Kate Hudson, but that name doesn't fit, so it's not her. Who else is in that movie? Like, Zooey Deschanel plays his older sister, but I don't think that has the right number of letters either. Oh, that's her name. Rebel Wilson. Might not be. That one didn't quite fit. Unless she has like an extra letter somewhere in her last name. Oof. It is not good. It is not good. We might not finish this one. We're under a minute. I'm cheating. Pretty sure it's gonna be Billy Crudup. Yeah, we might be calling this one. So I bet it's probably like T-H-E. Alright, so we had Mars Attacks, Sarah Jessica Parker. Bill Murray was in Ed Wood. It's our first loss. Took us down to 96%. Oh, I was wrong. It was Annette Bening, not Natalie Portman, for the other Mars Attacks. Oh, Taika Waititi for Jojo Rabbit. He also directed it. What was the final one? Juliette. Juliette Binoche. Ugh. I wanted harder puzzles. They gave me harder puzzles. Alright, Melissa Leo won. Thomas Hayden Church was in Tombstone. Okay, it was Catherine Keener. I could imagine her face, but I couldn't think of her name. But we got most of the ones that we guessed. We just, rip the streak. Wasn't gonna last forever, but yep, so close. Alright. Puzzle is done for the day. We have failed. It was bound to happen sooner or later, but we're 25 days in, so only missing one so far. Feel like we've done alright overall. Alright. Now we're going to turn over to our story. I had some thoughts about the sequence we're writing currently. For anyone who wasn't here last time, basically the sequence that we're in is Margaret, our protagonist, has seen a glimpse of Helene, someone she's in love with, and she saw die, or so she thinks. But previous to this, she caught a glimpse of her, so she's gone to see someone she used to know who is also a witch and a seer to try to convince her to help her figure out if what she saw was real, and then ultimately she's going to ask for help tracking down Helene when she finds out that what she saw is Helene. So that's kind of where we're at right now. The first part of the sequence is Margaret, because she changed her face, Bryn, who she's known for a long time, doesn't recognize her, and so she's kind of testing how much she can get away with. But ultimately, Bryn figures out that it's Margaret. Margaret tells her some of the stuff, and then convinces her to help find Helene. So in order to perform the magic, Helene takes Margaret into a back room, and the way it is written now, we have Bryn pulling out some flasks and different things hidden in the back room. Oh, actually, what I want to call this storage room. But what I was thinking is, because Bryn is naturally a seer, she's not going to need to make a potion or anything like that to be able to see more of Margaret's past, what we have in our montage here. So I'm going to change it up so she just does the seeing, and then once Margaret convinces her to help find Helene, that's when she's going to pull out the flasks and conjure something up. So we're just going to be moving some stuff around. So we'll start off there, and then hopefully continue working through the scene um, and sending Margaret on her way. That's our goal for today. We'll see how far we get with it. Alright, so Bryn tells Margaret to follow her into the back room. Bryn goes in first. Margaret follows her. So whenever I'm shifting stuff around, I like to just make some blank space so I don't feel beholden to everyone. Anything. Uh, Major! Hi, hello. How you doing today? Major, we broke the streak. We didn't solve our movie puzzle at the beginning of stream today. We have a sad stream today. You're struggling, my guy? Ugh. I hope it's not the same struggle you were having over the weekend. But, again, any struggles are no good struggles. Sending you all the hugs in the good vibes. No, feeling physically better. Mentally, I'm garbage. Ugh. That stinks. I'm sorry. If you need to take off early to try to get some extra sleep to help yourself out, do not feel bad about it. Take care of yourself. Do what you gotta do. Alright, we basically just rewrote this in a slightly different way. Nope. Stop. So that's gonna go up there. So, Major, what I was saying is I'm shifting some of the stuff we wrote last week with Bryn making a potion to later in the sequence, because the initial bit of scene she does, she wouldn't need to make a potion or anything, so we're just shifting a little bit of stuff around. So we're going to change that. Bryn takes the seed across from Margaret. And then she's going to lie her hands on the table. She looks smart, expectant. Alright, so it's mainly this stuff. We're going to just cut that out. Mix the face down here, and put it down there. Okay, so I think the rest of this works. All right. Okay, and then we left off at the end of last time with Margaret's revelation that Helene is also a witch. Rad! Hi, hello, welcome in. How you doing today? You're doing? Yeah, I think that's kind of the general feeling today. So heckin' tired. Yeah, if I didn't have remote work today and had to go into the office, yeah, I would be in rough shape. Because like Sunday night to Monday, I like hardly slept. But last night I was able to get some decent sleep. But you bought a new bed and it's coming tomorrow? Nice. We all having a sleepover at Rad's tomorrow. Rad's like, alright, let's go. Sleepovers! TA, one extra T in there. TA, NT. Okay, so we did that part. Has a TNT, it's dynamite. Yeah, we don't want that, so we had to change it to not have the extra T. Nah, we might have some explosions later, but not yet. Major with the 25 stream streak. Yeah, all the streams. Day 25, 25 stream streak. Major is the best. And super dope. how would she... How would Bryn approach this? Apostrophe goes after the word, not in the middle of it. Alright, so we basically have Bryn laying out all the reasons why Margaret should not go after Helene, because Bryn doesn't want to get involved with the hunters. Alright, so we did that. Did that. Got that. Alright, we need to come up with a name for the person that Bryn used to love that she lost. So, what I was thinking is this is someone she knew back in Ireland. So we're probably looking for another Irish name. So let's go to... Actually, let's go any gender. It can be... Irish. I don't know. So let's see, this can be male, female, whatever. Just has to be a person that she loved and lost. Have I set up clearly our characters? More or less. Alright, so we do not have an A name, so we can check the A's. Aiden could be good. Major, isn't that someone we know's brother's name? So we might not want to use that. Okay. Yeah. Half these names I don't even know how to say. LV. Okay. Apparently BH together makes a V sound. So I saw this one, Aran, so I was like, oh, it's probably like an Irish form of Aaron. And it's like, nope, it's from the Aran Islands off the west coast of Ireland. Okay, good to know. We do have a B name, correct? Yeah, Bryn. So, no B names. Let's see. C names, no. We have an S, though. Calda? Cahill? Mariners! Hi, hello. Welcome in. How's it going? How's your day going? Okay, so this is Carberry. We're doing all right. We failed our puzzle at the beginning of stream, so it was not the best start of stream, but we're into the writing. We had to rearrange some stuff from last time, um, and now we are trying to figure out a name for a character that only gets referenced to. We don't actually meet the character. So I want them to have a somewhat memorable name. And they're originally Irish, so we are looking through Irish names trying to find something that stands out. Uh-oh, why is everything not going? Okay. Keen? So we got Siren, Killian, Cillian, Saoirse? Yeah. I think we had that as a possibility for, yeah. Uh, no, we didn't have it for a different version of Bryn, but we did have Saoirse Ronan as one of the possible actresses that we liked for her. Yeah, that is a good Irish name. But I worry with something like that that people will immediately think of the actress. Conan. Connor Cormac. I like the name Cormac, but because it's someone's name, I don't know that would work. Do we have a name that starts with D? No, negative. We can look through the D names. Declan's a good Irish name. We'll put this under Bryn's. Deidre, Dermot, Derry, Dervil, Dervilia, Dervilla, Dervla, Desmond, Desi, Devnet, Deermaid? Doreen, Donal. Let's see, we have no E name. Eamon? Aemon? But that's the name of, like, some of the Targaryens in the Game of Thrones universe. No, it's more like Aegon than Aemon. Arlene, Elliot, Ellis, Elish, Earmere. See if we can figure out how to say this. Oh, I was way off. Evere. Evere. Finbar. I feel like there's a character named that of something I watched somewhat recently, but I cannot remember what it is. Fin... Fintan, Fiona. Fionin? Finnan? Finn. Flan. Oh, we could call him Geralt. That might be Major's vote. Oh, that's funny. So one of my friends in the other game night group that I play, one of the characters he uses a lot is called Gregor, and I think this is like the original. Yeah, Gregor. So it's an Irish version of Gregory. Got it. One name that starts with J. Do we have a K? No. We have an L. We have an M. I don't think we have an N name. I feel like I might be spending way too much time on this. Okay, let's just use Declan for now, and we can change it later if we want to. So what word do I want to use? Rattled might be better. Shukith? For our Irish person's name? No? Okay. I don't know then. Oh, shooketh. Thou art shooketh. I got there. Took me a minute, but I got there. Sometimes you have to explain your jokes to me, Major. You should know that by now. Thank you. Verb. She retrieves. Okay, yeah, so we basically just took the bit that we wrote at the beginning of the scene last week and put it down here because Bryn would need some of this stuff for doing the spell because it's more than just seeing. Um, yeah. And because we were just over an hour in, I'm going to take a quick break here in a couple seconds once people get back from at jail. Yeah, I'm going to take a quick break, go get some more drink, and then we will come back and hopefully finish out the scene. Yeah. One. Hey! Alright, people should be back from break now. I'm going to take a quick break, so I'm going to put up some words on stream for anyone who's around. If you want to play, feel free to, and I will be back shortly. Sage, hi, hello, welcome in. Need more teas. Yep. Major with the hard carry. Me and Sage contributing. And I saw Mariners attempting. Uh, anyway, Sage, hi, hello, welcome in. Hope you're having a good day. Hope it's going better than all of ours. Did I? Yeah. Okay, so then. Breathe. Oh, yeah. We need an E at the end. Yep. No, she tells her breath because her breath stings and she need no. uh, Major, I'm so glad you're here. Thank you. Yeah, Bryn is savage. She's like, you brought up the person I used to love. Fuck you. Your breath stinks, bitch. I can tell you're getting tired. Bryn begins to draw her hands in a precise motion. What did I do? Oh no, I must be tired. Says beans instead of begins. Oh, I always mess up that word. Begins. Begins, not beans. Yeah. Yeah. And this is me when I've had decent sleep. You spell vacuum wrong all the time. Yeah. Yeah, for some reason, like, I obviously I know how to spell begins, but like it's one of those where like I think my fingers are so used to words with ing that it just assumes ing is always going to go together. And so like the G before I doesn't seem right. So I think that's what it is. Just blaming my fingers. Oh yeah, 100% muscle memory, baby. Sorry, getting off topic. Whatever, it's fine. That reminds me of, yeah, I'm getting tired. This is whatever. So back when I lived in Florida, I was dating this girl, and like, I shouldn't say I know I should not have been dating her, but I knew it wasn't going to last very long. Um, and one day she was telling me like, "Oh, I have really good muscle memory." I'm like, "Oh, okay." She's like, "Yeah, if I stop working out for a while and then start up again, my muscles just come right back." I did not say a word, but I'm like, that I do not think that means what you think it means. Yeah, that not exactly what muscle memory is. But yeah, needless to say, it did not last much longer, and yeah, we went our separate ways. Who said this? A girl I used to date when I lived in Florida. Like if it was an online friend or something, I might throw them under the bus. But like because it's someone I only knew in my personal life, I'm not gonna do that. Was she originally from Florida? I believe so, which probably explains a lot. But um, I don't think she thought there was anything wrong. Um, what was I doing? Need another word for concentrate. The opposite of what we're currently doing. Ooh, that's actually a good way of saying it. Alright, then we are going to need... We need a spell. That's not how you spell Latin. Right letters, wrong order. So it's a location spell, so we'll start with locate. And... yeah, we're gonna need something else. Mm, no... detect. Ascertain. That's a good word. Oops, wrong screen. I like that. We'll use that word. Because they're spells, and they can be whatever we want them to be. Within reason. Okay, so Bryn is casting the spell to find Helene's location. Do we show what she sees, or does she just say that she knows where she is? Because with the previous spell we showed it, but it was also... no, it was kind of both of them seeing it. Yeah, I think we probably have to show it. Montage. We are in... No, not a shot. Oh, we had scrolled down. We're in a scene. New scene. Because I believe that's how I marked it before. Montage flash. Yeah. So, the way I kind of imagine this working is it would zero in. So we'd start at a fairly wide aperture of location, then each shot would move us closer. I can't spell. APPALA chain. Okay. So, I'm not sure how I should do this. Because this is going to be the first time we introduce the idea of the Dianic witches, and we might see Seraphina. Um, so I don't know if we just say who Bryn would see them as, or if we say who they actually are. Okay, so how about this? Because this is a tracking spell for a specific person, and she's using Margaret's um, visualization of Helene to find Helene, that if you saw other people, they wouldn't register because they're not who the other person is visualizing. Does that make sense? So, um, we'll say obscured figures. Would you say a fair way to describe that Florida woman is? The wheel is spinning, but the hamster is dead. um, in that particular instance, yes. It was probably one of those things where, like, she had heard the term and assumed what it was, and her assumption was incorrect. The wheel is spinning, and so is the hamster. Lights are on, but nobody's home. Yes. Swamp is wet, but the gator should go. You want a verb, not a noun. To leave or exit, no. To go from one place to another, sure. Yeah, Major's always got the best ones. Oh, yeah. That quote from last time. Mm-hmm. All your best quotes from years. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So what do I want to say? Within the structure, more obscure figures. We'll say Rome. Whatever. Come back to it later. Fix it. Um, nope. So, I want to look at Helene's version of this. Okay. So she returns to the diagonal ships. Okay, so Seraphina senses the tracking spell. Sure. Let me see if there's a way. Quotes. Okay, so it would be commands maybe. Defaults. Okay. Okay, I think you just have to do space. Maybe? Nope, Cloudbot hates me. Yeah, I think that might be it. You just have to put a space. Also, Mookie, hi, hello, welcome in. How is your day going? Uh, Progress is going all right. We are trying to get through this scene where we've had our main character have a revelation, and she's discovering where Helene is, the person she's trying to find. So this is going to kind of propel her into the next phase of the story. Not too bad here, sort of busy day at work at the newspaper office. Ah. Yeah, lots of stuff is happening in the world right now. I imagine it is quite busy at the newspapers. Alright, then we need to go back to scene. We changed this from back room to storeroom, I believe. Room, not roam. Come on, Viddy. Is this writer duet? Yes, this is writer duet. Alright, so we got that. Yeah, it's just I have it in dark mode, and I actually changed the layout to like the older version. Now we're filming in Rome? This budget is yeah. Major is my line producer now, in addition to editor and whatever other job she wants. Alright, so I need to figure out... Because the spell works, but I need to convey that something went wrong at the end. And so Bryn's a little off kilter when she comes back. Thought it looked a bit different. Yeah, this is just the old format because I've been using it for so long that I'm used to the old format. I set this one up on a different account, and so when I first opened it up, I'm like, the interface is completely different. I don't know where anything is. But then I saw a thing where I could revert it back. I'm like, oh, I'm doing that just to make it easier on myself. You would like whatever pays you nicely, thank you. Alright, Major's a producer. That's, I believe, it used to be, I don't know if it still is, kind of the old joke that, like, if you want someone to be included on a film, but no one knows exactly what they do, you just say they're a producer. Alright. So we are back in the storeroom. Bryn needs to... Okay. Do I just want to say off kilter? Off kilter. Not evenly balanced. Okay. But I need to get bed. I appreciate you, Major. Author Christie is streaming, I think, if you need someone to rate. Okay. Yeah, we'll probably be trying to wrap up shortly, so yeah, I was gonna check. I did follow them, so they're probably the only person live right now that I follow, so yeah, we will probably raid over there. Yeah, they are the only person following who's live, so yeah, we will most likely raid over there in a little bit, but Major, I appreciate you. You're the best. Go get some sleep. I hope you feel better tomorrow. And I will continue sending you the funny memes that I find throughout the day. There is a screenwriter streaming. Alright, yeah, we might raid someone new. I don't know. We'll do whatever. Chat, let me know what you want to do. I want to finish the screenplay. Let's have a marathon. Oof. Yeah, if I didn't have to work tomorrow, I could do that, but yeah, I need to sleep at some point. And I usually run out of steam right around when we're ending stream, so usually times out pretty well. And as you can see up here, we are only at 19 pages in, so we have quite a bit more to write. I'm definitely not getting through it all in one night. Sleep is important, and so is a job, so I guess I understand. I appreciate it, Mookie. Vidsy! Hi, hello. How are you doing today? Just got home, gonna make dinner. Ooh, nice. Are you having anything delicious for dinner? I hope so. Alright, so we have the vision. We go back to the storeroom to show something's off with what Bryn saw, but she was able to figure out where Helene was. And then we're just going to cut back to the tavern for Bryn laying out where she saw Helene. Gonna do something quick with tofu and dumplings. Yum. Yes, throw all the like Asian sauces in there. It'll be delicious, I'm sure. Actually, literally though. Yeah. Is this something else I'm gonna have to look up? Should I just say paper? Because I don't know if, because it might have been parchment. Or do we just find another word for map? Over the, yeah, drawing works. Okay, so Bryn is able to locate Helene. Check. Gather enough information to get a location. Yes, that's what we're conveying here. But Bryn has to try to talk Margaret out of it. Looks to Bryn. Can I hit the right letter anywhere, please? Mariners redeemed a random fitty fact. Any fact? You don't have a category or anything? That makes it easier for me to narrow it down if you give me a category of area of fact. A travel fact about you. Let me think. So, we'll connect it to my story earlier. Um, so I said I was talking about a girl I used to date when I lived in Florida. So obviously, I used to live in Florida. I only lived there for a couple years, so I'm not a Florida man or anything like that. Um, but while I was living there, um, I was working as a web designer, graphic designer, kind of same thing I'm doing now, but at another college in Florida. And I ended up applying for the job out in California just on a whim because I thought it sounded cool and, get to move to California. Um, Long story short, I end up getting the job, and then I realize, like, oh, I need to, like, take all my stuff from Florida to California. So I basically ended up selling most of the stuff that I had, loading what I could into my vehicle, and I drove by myself cross country from Florida to California. It ended up taking me, I think, 5 or 6 days. Um, but I mapped it all out. Um, and during my trip, I built in a couple little breaks. Um, so one of the things I ended up doing is making or driving by and stopping at the Grand Canyon on my way. That was my first time there, but it was really cool because I was coming in from the east. I got to drive along the Grand Canyon for quite a bit. So that was probably the highlight of my uh, journey from Florida out to California. And it was just cool seeing a lot of different states and uh, yeah, West Texas is very barren. um, there's let's see, when I was in the southeast, there was a lot of like bad weather and rain. as usual in the southeast. Um, but yeah, overall it was pretty cool. That's the longest road trip I've done, and I did it solo, and it was something. But I survived, got to see the Grand Canyon, probably did some stuff I wouldn't have otherwise done. So, yeah, there is a fitty fact for you, mariners. Oh no! Your Twitch died the moment you pressed enter. Oh no! Um, yeah, I just told the story of when I drove cross country for my new job. I drove from Florida to California over the course of a couple days and got to see a lot of different states, different things. I stopped at the Grand Canyon. So it was a really interesting trip. It was my longest road trip and it was all solo. So I did all the driving. So there is a travel fact for you. If you want to hear the whole thing again, I do have my VODs up and oh yes, I also insulted Texas. Well, part of Texas. Austin was really cool. I stopped there, saw one of my friends I went to high school with. We went to go get some really good barbecue. But yeah, West Texas is just like nothing, then nothing, then more nothing. Yeah, it was definitely. I'm glad that I did it. So how do I want to say that? I keep using certain words like way too much, so I'm trying to like find other ways of saying it. So I want a verb to stay in the same place. Yeah, I think that might work fine. So we got that. Alright. So then, yeah, that's probably about where we're going to call it for the night. Thought it said an ad might be starting. I don't know what's happening. Think I might, but I really don't. Yeah. I think that is a good place to end. I think we got through the previous scene. Probably end up rewriting some of it at some point, but that's for next draft. For now, we got through what we needed to get through. Bryn tells Margaret where she needs to go, but tells her it'll be dangerous. Margaret goes. So we will pick up next time with Margaret going through the Appalachian Mountains. Oh, now the ad's going. Alright, yeah, once this ad wraps up, we will raid out. If anyone's here who has a suggestion for another raid, let me know. Otherwise, we'll raid over to Author Christie. They are very cool. Copy link address. But I think, yeah, we got through that. We got some notes to do for next time. Yeah. Alright, welcome back everyone from ad break. I was saying, I think this is a good place for us to end for tonight. We got kind of to the end of the sequence. We have Margaret knowing Helene's location, so she's going to be setting out in our next scene. So we will pick that up on Thursday. Yeah, but for now we're going to raid out and call it a night. Yeah, thank you everyone for stopping by, hanging out, lurking, chatting, all the stuff. May I ask, is this a spec script? Yes, basically, it's an original thing. It's not based on anything existing, and it's not, what's the word, commissioned or anything like that. Or is she writing it for the sake of writing it? Where was I? As I said, we'll be back on Thursday to continue the story, pick it up, all that fun stuff. Yeah. Till then, I hope you all have a good rest of your week, and I will talk to y'all later.
Thanks for checking out my channel. Do whatever you want. Live your life. I hope you're happy in your body. Much love to you. And see you around.
P.S. We have raid messages. If you're subscribed, you can copy the first one. If you're not, you can copy the second one. Do the thing. See ya later. Bye.
Shit. I think I may have the book cover, back of the book summary here somewhere. Drafts. Mr. Brightside, back of the book summary. Oh, 54.